I ain't much for talking. It's an honorable craft. I'll show you what I can. Why are you still staring at me? It's an honorable craft. I'll show you what I can. Gods be praised. Gods be praised. We done?
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some meat. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I work with my
I've got
mother.
your back.
Sell fruits and vegetables.
I'll head back home if you
It's
need
fun
me.
most days. The hard work.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
You're someone who can get things... Let's not waste any time. If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk
Once
to.
was a hero named
You look
Ragnar
like
the
someone
Red
who can
came
hold their
riding to
liquor.
Whiterun from
How about a
War
friendly
instead.
contest to win a staff?
And the braggart did swell.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
I had another run-in with the Thieves' Guild.
Be careful, Leo. The Thieves Guild has Maven Briar at her back. One snap of her fingers and you could end up in Riften jail. Or worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. I just don't want you to leave. You're the only good thing that's happened to this city in a long time.
You're a stranger here too, huh? To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think? That's a shame. Too many people in Riften share your view, and look where it's getting them. It's going to take more than just myself and Eren to help this city. It has to want to help itself first. Maven Briar, the matriarch of the family, represents everything that's wrong with this city. She's bribed countless officials, has friends back in the Imperial City, and freely associates with the Thieves' Guild. I've tried everything I can to protect Riften citizens from her family, but to no avail. Well, there is Ingun Blackbriar, Maven's daughter. Strange girl. She likes to spend time down in Elgrim's elixirs working on her alchemy. Then you have Hemming, Maven's son. Spoiled brat and heir to her empire. He follows her word like a loyal dog follows its master. And finally, Sibi, the worst of all of them. He's in Riften jail for murder. I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, Elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between. Many years ago I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust. It's been difficult. I've taken the burdens of this city's problems upon myself, and I keep running into impossible obstacles. Corruption, lies, and deceit are the order of the day here. If it wasn't for Erin, the young man who saved my life, I think I'd already have given up long ago. It was Erin who found me dying outside of a Dwemer ruin. If he hadn't brought me here and nursed me back to health, I would have died. When my strength returned and he told me about the problems plaguing Riften, I decided fate brought me here for a reason. So I stayed. Safe travels.
I've never seen Mjol this upset about anything. The city really gets to her.
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
I don't
Safe
know
travels.
you. You and Riften looking for trouble? Don't say something you'll regret. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some loudmouth trying to meddle in their affairs. The Blackbriars have Riften in their pocket and the Thieves Guild watching their back, so keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for them. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you. Then we're speaking the same language. Good. So what do you want to know? Well, you got Maven. She pretty much runs the whole operation. She's got friends in high places, if you know what I mean. She's also got ties to the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, so basically, no one can touch her. Just remember, if she tells you to do something, you damn well better do exactly what she says. The only thing I heard is a rumor that a boy named Aventus Aretino in Windhelm has been attempting to contact the Dark Brotherhood. He used to live here in Riften at the orphanage on the other side of town, but I think he ran away. Can't say I blame him. You kidding? My brother Dirge works in their hideout. I used to run with them myself, but took a job with Maven after they started hitting a rough patch. If you want to get in on that action, find Brynjolf in the marketplace. I'm sure he could use someone like you. Be seeing you around.
If you're looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with my husband. If you're looking for company,
I'm really
I
getting
suppose I
tired of
could
your
do worse.
excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
I know I did. But how was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
Next time, keep your...
Bully's around somewhere, planning to feed the poor with his
What?
nonsense about
Are
Mara.
you telling me you robbed it? Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Look, Shadro, last warning. Pay up or else. All I care about is the gold. Everything else is your problem.
Huh? What do you want? Yes. Hofgrir took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do. I was able to work out a deal with the stables in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me. You will? Oh, thank you. Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes with all sorts of nasty people.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? If you're looking for a bed, this is the wrong place. Of course not. You expect me to take care of it by myself? My niece Svana helps me with the chores. She'd be more help if she kept her head out of the clouds. She's been with me ever since her parents were killed by bandits and she was dropped in my lap. This heap of matchsticks is what everyone calls Helga's bunkhouse. Can you stay here? No. The bunkhouse is for the working man, not some sort of luxury inn for tourists. There's a college in Winterhold. The Jarl's Court wizard was taught there. That one's full of secrets.
I'd appreciate it if you'd keep your hands to yourself. Work? I suppose you can call it that. I call it slavery. I work my fingers to the bone keeping this disgusting place clean. Ever since my parents died and Helga took me in, it's been a nightmare. How was I to know she was such a wretched woman? So now I'm stuck living here, while those pigs she calls customers grope me and say the most awful things. It's not just the work, it's everything about her. She's disgusting. I think she takes her worship of Dibella a bit too seriously. Do you know she slept with 3 different men in the last month alone? What kind of woman would do such a thing? Just for once, I'd like to see her squirm, to rub her nose in it. Actually, there is, but I don't think I could get away with doing it. She'd kill me if she found out. You see, I happen to know, after she makes love, she gives her partner a token of her affection, called a Mark of Dibella. If you confront her with 3 of the marks, she'd be so embarrassed. Well, I don't know what she'd do. Oh, this is going to be great! You need to get the marks of Dibella from Boli, Hofgrir, and Indaren. Not sure how you're going to do that, but try your best. Then just confront Helga with them, and the rest works itself out. Try and get those marks without violence, please. I don't want to be responsible for their deaths. Or yours.
Sure. Oh, thank you. Divine's
Never
bless
done an
your
honest
kind-
day's work in your life for all that coin you carry, eh, lad? Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry, eh, lad? I'm saying you've got the coin, but you didn't earn a septim of it honestly. I can tell.
All meats guaranteed, clean and free from rock joints.
Oh, but that's where you're wrong, lad. Wealth is my business. Maybe you'd like a taste. I've got a bit of an errand to perform, but I need an extra pair of hands. And in my line of work, extra hands are well paid. Simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand. Once you have it, I want you to place it in Branche's pocket without him noticing.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently. That's all you need to know. Now, you tell me when you're ready, and we'll get started.
All meats clean and free.
We've been contracted to make sure Branche remembers not to meddle in affairs that aren't his own. Now, since we're not the Dark Brotherhood, we're not going to kill him. We're just going to make sure he sits in the prisons for a few days. Do you want me to hold your hand as well? You're going to have to sneak over to Medesi's stall and use your lockpick on the strongbox. Then, when you have the ring, you pickpocket Branche and leave it behind. I'm ready when you are. Just give the word.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always as fresh as the day it was collected. I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out. Well, I'd be careful if I were you. I hear the Nords hunt them for some kind of initiation rite, and not all of them end up victorious. The last traveler that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Ascent. Careful, though. Rumor has it a dragon makes its home there. They live below the streets, in the ratway, like dirty animals. And trust me, they're no better than the vermin that slink out of there for scraps. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place.
Purchase a bottle of my genuine farmer blood elixir. Only 20
Be careful looking for those teeth. Those little bastards are dangerous.
New in town, eh? Here for the fishing, I guess. Only the best in all of Riften. I own Riften Fishery. Started out with a single fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name. Not bad for a middle-aged Nord, eh? Too bad I haven't had the same success helping this city shed its poverty. And even Nord thinks I'm wasting my time trying. But I disagree. I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. If you're headed that way, I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course. Good. Klepper will pay you as soon as you arrive with the letter. Here you are. Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of this sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of wars driving away business. The paltry amount of coin that I place in the charity box at the temple is the least I can do to help. Nivenor is my wife. How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons for Mara Mall over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop instead. Different strokes, eh?
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'd never sleep with anyone besides my good wife, Drifa. Look, it was one night, okay? I think she slipped something in my drink. I haven't even been back to the bunkhouse since. Just take this damn thing. I never want to see it again. Remember to give at the temple.
Can I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind? I may be Dark Elf by birth, but I was raised Argonian. For reasons I'm still trying to discover, I ended up orphaned and taken in by a kindly Argonian family in Black Marsh. I hope one day to find out what happened to me, how I ended up like that. Just one. I know when I was found by my Argonian father, I was wrapped in a blanket bearing the symbol of House Telvanni. It was one of the great houses in Morrowind long ago. Whether that means I was one of them or not, I'm uncertain. If you come across anything in your travels that might provide me with the answers I'm looking for, I'd be grateful. Thank you. I learned that a matron who had served for House Telvanni had escaped Morrowind during the Accession War. Records showed her buying passage aboard a sailing vessel named the Pride of Telvos, but that's where the trail ran cold. I spent years looking for what became of the ship, but I ended up empty-handed. Anything you can find would be of great help. Good luck.
If you're looking for a handout,
Did you get that
you'll want to
purchase
speak with my
agreement to
husband.
Markarth yet?
If you're looking for company, I suppose I could do worse.
New around Riften? Take my advice.
You gonna buy
Stay at the
something?
B&B bar.
Or just here
The
for
bunkhouse
training?
isn't for
Other...
you.
Look,
I don't
I've
know
moved
why I
all
don't.
over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less if you're happy about your purchase or not. I just need the coin. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better. Are you serious? The war is tearing the land apart. The dragons have returned seeking who knows what. Skyrim is going nowhere, fast. If I were you, I'd pack up and get out of here before you end up in one of those burial cairns. There are ruined sewer tunnels beneath the city. The only way I know how to get in there is through a door off of the canal. If I were you, I'd keep my feet dry and stay up here. Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
Visiting Riften? All are welcome at the Temple of Mara.
Looking to stay alive?
Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry? I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf, he keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cures. A few months ago, it was Troll Fat Salve, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves Guild. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Looking to stay alive?
Please. Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad?
Come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel, eh? People say I'm making gold off of other people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing is all I know. Next time one of my shields deflects a killing blow, they'll change their tune. Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava. Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold. You will? Thank you. 10 pinches of fire salt should give me all I need to bring this forge back to life. A flame Atronach's body might provide fire salt. They're dangerous creatures that can be summoned by wizards. Of course, it would be much easier to check with an alchemist. They occasionally have them for sale.
Gleaming gemstones over here.
Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. Forge knows the difference.
Buy some armor and then tell about it.
Vegetables as
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on in, take a look around.
My husband Bercy will be the death of me. He spends too much time worrying about Riften and not enough about himself. All the crime and corruption in Riften is really getting to him.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Catchy, isn't it? In my youth, I was a fisherman. I had a beautiful ship named the Brawny Prawn. But the years have a way of creeping up on you. I ended up selling that ship to open this place. Seemed only fitting to name it after her. Well, changed it a bit, I suppose. If I had been smarter, I would have kept my boat. Coming to this city was a big mistake. The question is, what isn't wrong with Riften? This city is corrupt, rotten to the core. No one cares about anything except themselves, and how much coin they can make off the misery of others. Authorities, have you been listening to what I said? They're all dirty. Every one of them. The only way to get things done in this city is to keep your head down and pay off the right people. They used to be pretty feared around here. I mean, you'd whisper the name, and it'd send chills down your spine. Now, they're nothing more than ruffians and thugs, trying to pry a few extra coin from honest people. All it would take is a small force of guard to go into the Ratway and flush them out. It's our name for the old sewers that run under the city. It used to be a huge system hundreds of years ago, but it fell into decay, just like the rest of Riften. The guild stocks the place full of thugs that aren't good enough to join, so watch yourself if you venture down there. Good day.
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me? So what if I have a problem? I know how to deal with it.
Welcome. Allow me to recommend the Briar Mead. Lady Maven's been developing the secret recipe for Briar Mead over the last several decades. She uses a very secret blend of spices, fresh honey from Golden Glow Estate, and specially constructed aging casks to ensure the best flavor. Even when you get to the last sip in your flagon, it'll taste just as good as the first. Damn it. Sorry. I'm not very good at this. Look, just don't say anything to Maven, will you? I've spent weeks trying to get that right, and if she sees how stupid I am, she'll get rid of me. Yeah, fired. Sure, that's what I meant. She's an absolute pleasure to work for. In fact, I almost feel guilty accepting pay from her. Why, just this last week, I was commenting to my fellow meadery workers just how lucky we are to be working for such a charitable family. Okay, look, if I'm caught saying anything bad about the meadery or the family, I'm a dead man. I'm the 4th person to work the tasting counter in the last year. The last 3 are at the bottom of Lake Honrink. Just take my advice, and just get out of Riften as soon as you can. Come back and see us again.
Maven Blackbriar wants me to keep the mead flowing, and that's what I aim to do despite all these lazy good-for-nothings that work for us. Ever since I took over as a foreman, the production of our mead has never been more profitable. And if the meadery is profitable, I'll get rich. Get the picture? Lady Maven could buy or sell anyone in Skyrim. I wouldn't be surprised if she's the one pulling the strings around this city. She's always welcome in Mistveil Keep. Between you and me, I'm pretty sure she even has some pretty influential friends within the Empire. I'd also warn you not to cross her. She employs quite a few troubleshooters to take care of messy problems. You're crazy. How dare you make such an accusation? If word gets around that I bedded her, they'll lose all respect for me at the meadery. Take the mark if you want it. It's not worth all this hassle anyway. Good. Now maybe I can...
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me?
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say? I'm selling the best meat in town for cheap. Interested? No, Fred. You got it all wrong. I'm not selling cheap meat. I'm selling good meat for cheap. Briar mead. I'll sell cases of it for half of what the inns and taverns pay through the meadery. All I need is someone to deliver it for me. If anyone saw me leave Riften, they'd get suspicious. I need someone to take this small keg of Briar mead to Wilhelm at the Villamur Inn in Iverstead. Drop it off, and he'll trade you something for the delivery. Keep it as payment for the legwork. Oh, and if you bump into Indaren from the meadery, Keep your mouth shut. He'd rat us out in a second. Good. Now get going. Sure. How do you think I get my hands on the good stuff and offer it so cheap? You think old Maven is just giving it away to anyone? Good thing she makes so much money. Makes it easier for merchandise like this to fall through the cracks. Nothing but the best. Best of all, you don't have to pay the ridiculous prices Maven charges. So what do you say to that? Here you go. Oh, and keep it quiet. This stuff isn't exactly easy to get a hold of at these prices, if you catch me drift.
Take my advice. Don't listen to that talk of your face cut without a
Have you met Balaman? I'm his apprentice.
Come to see Balaman perform miracles? You wish to do what I do? Very well. Of course. What brings you to Balaman today? Repair? Purchase?
I used to live at the orphanage here in Riften.
Fire salts will do.
The Lord
The
said my
forge
mom
knows the
and my
difference.
dad left me there when I was a baby. They didn't want me. Balaman took me in and has been so kind to me. I don't know why. At first, I don't know why he picked me. I never even held a hammer in my life. But the first time I picked it up, it just felt right.
I've never seen me all this upset about anything.
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from Morrowind.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return of the dragons is not mere coincidence. This is one of the signs that Lady Mara is displeased with your constant inebriation. Put down your flagons filled with your vile liquids, and embrace the teachings of the Handmaiden of Kyne.
No, Maramal. We talked about this. Talon?
Kirava, certainly we can come to some sort of an understanding. These people must be made aware of the chaos they've sown.
Enough, Maramal. We've all heard of the dragons and their return. There's no need to use them as an excuse to harass our customers.
Very well, Talon. I'll remove myself from this den of iniquity.
We're not kicking you out. Just keep the sermons at the temple and let us all sin in peace.
How may I help you, my son? Mara's domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace: love, compassion, and understanding. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her light a beacon in the storm. Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the sick, the poor, and the lost. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard and short, so there's little room for long courtship. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about the neck, showing they are available. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Here you are. Now, remember, people in Skyrim respond to deeds. You'll find more people interested in your love if you help them. Good luck. Mara bless you. Of course. I'd be more than happy to add a donation to our charity box. Right now, the best you could provide is coin. We need all the help we can get. Thank you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use. May you return to her benevolence in safety.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, my lord. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know. I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. I was hoping you'd offer. I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you. Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts as part of their design. 2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. One for the husband, one for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the Hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives. 3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujamma. They're vermin. Garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the Ratway with the rest of the trash. Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves' Guild's territory. Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both? If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much. They mean to take our history and crush it all in the name of some damn treaty. The soil beneath our feet is steeped in the blood of our ancestors. We've fought for this land, and died for it. I lost my own daughter to the Imperial dogs, and by Talos I'll not lose anyone else. Lilia joined the Stormcloaks many years ago, when the first of the skirmishes broke out across Skyrim. I was so proud of her. She served as a battle maiden, using her healing arts to help those that fell on the battlefield. Never even lifted a blade in her life. It didn't matter. The Imperial soldiers cut her down, killed her like a dog, and left her body to rot in the mud. And that's why I won't rest easy until every single Imperial soldier joins her, and Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim. Support Ulfric or die trying.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you much right now. I'm currently in... It was my sister, Lilia. She served as a battle maiden with the Stormcloaks. We recently heard she'd been killed. I find it difficult to talk about. Perhaps you'd be better off speaking to my parents about it. Anyway, I'm glad my work at the Briar Meadery keeps me busy. Helps me keep my mind off of things. My father was a Stormcloak soldier in his younger days. Now he just walks the streets spewing his hatred and propaganda. My mother is the priestess of Talos. She tends to the shrine and teaches his ways. I'm just not so sure she's delivering the right message. Don't mistake my political beliefs as a substitute for my family values. They're still my parents, and I love them dearly. I just think they've let my sister's death skew their outlook on Ulfric and what he really brings to the table with this war. I'm not so certain that Ulfric's intentions are as noble as they think. I think Ulfric cares about Ulfric, and the rest is a smokescreen. I'd appreciate if you kept my opinion between us. The last thing I want to do is have my parents lose another child. Yes, actually. I'm partnered with Maven Blackbriar. I put up a chunk of the gold she needed to get the place off the ground. We've been staggeringly successful so far. In fact, I'm almost surprised how quickly she's generated business for us. My name may not be on the label, but some of my blood, sweat, and tears are in every drop. Figuratively, of course. It's been good talking to you.
New around Riften? Take my advice.
Did you get that purchase agreement to Mark? Fancy yourself the adventuring type.
I don't know why I bother.
It's just as well.
Welcome to the B&B. Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar.
Let me know.
Ah, well. I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth. Good man. You won't regret it. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. No idea, but whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission. I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town. I'll meet you outside of town.
What in the name of oblivion do you want?
You looking for something?
Yeah, what do you want? If the... I suspected as much, but I've never been able to catch that little sneak with proof. Well, that was important. And what might you need, Well, that was important.
If you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Otherwise, hit the road. Crime is an all-time high in this city thanks to the Thieves Guild. Don't we have enough problems with the war going on? Riften's biggest exports used to be fishing and honey until the Blackbriar family moved in. Now the meadery is the biggest game in town. The city guard has been tearing Riften apart looking for the source of our skooma problem. I'd hate to be in their shoes if they get discovered. Sibby Blackbriar is furious that his ex-lover tried to murder him. He's leaving no stone unturned searching for her. Head north to Winterhold. Else you could go see the Jarl's wizard. Might be able to help you. What can I get you? Mead? Wine?
And what might you need?
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
If I can interest you in one of our
Of
special
course.
drinks.
Nothing gets done without my approval in this city. I have the Jarl's ear and the gods in my pocket. Anyone makes trouble for me and I pay a visit to the Thieves Guild. Make me angry and I contact the Dark Brotherhood. You do well to remember that the next time you make such a stupid observation. Out of my way.
Is there something I can do for you?
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
I've never seen
Safe
the old this
travels.
upset about anything.
If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the pond brawn over by the mark. Until next time.
Blessings of...
Yes? This temple is dedicated to Mara, and the light of love she shines on us all. I'm only a humble acolyte, though. If you wish to avail yourself of Mara's blessing, you should speak with Denyo Balu or Maramal.
How may I help you, my son? May you return to her benevolence in safety.
Yes?
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence. We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods. Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land? The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat and the young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf. What is it you seek, my child? Mara is the handmaiden of Kine, the goddess of the storm and the mother of men. She is the bearer of love and the patron of marriage. If you wish to make a donation to her benevolence, speak to Maramal and ensure your true love will endure for all eternity. The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see.
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers. If you must know, I was practicing in the yard when the guard I was sparring with fainted when I specifically told him to duck. My blade bit right into the stonework next to the keep and needed serious repairs. Thankfully, our smith Balamond works wonders. In fact, if you'd fetch my blade from him, I'd be most appreciative. Thank you. Do hurry, please. Every day, the threat of exile from Riften draws closer for myself and my family. Who knows how many spies the Empire has sent into our midst already? We're at war. This isn't the time for hospitality. Thank goodness Mother is keeping a level head about everything. If my brother Saerlund had his way, we'd be flying Imperial colors by now. Can you believe that fool had the audacity to speak of his love for the Empire in the plaza? He expects us to drop our defenses and greet them with open arms, to dialogue with them rather than defend our homeland by spilling their blood. He's a traitor, plain and simple. Had I been sitting on the throne, he'd be hanging from the gallows for his sympathies toward the Empire. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Welcome to Riften, home of the Thieves Guild. Or so they'd have you believe. It's all lies. Just thugs, vermin, creeping around the place.
Working at... What do you need?
Voley's around somewhere. Planning to feed the poor with his nonsense about Mara.
Genuine Balmer blood elixir for sale. Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
yourself.
Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Bar. The bunkhouse is...
If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the Pond Brawn over by the market.
I believe you have a delivery to make. Remember, keep this to yourself.
That's close enough. Come quietly. Taste the Jarl's justice.
My husband Bercy will be the death of me. He spends too much time worrying about...
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. Smart man.
Looking
Now
to
come
stay
along
alive?
with us.
Why take a
We'll
chance?
take any...
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Rare trinkets, the finest oddities from Morrow.
Have our scouts come up with any information on these reports of dragons?
As Jarl Layla's house
Yes, milady.
I would ask that you
That
take
unpleasantness at Helgen supposedly involved a dragon. It killed several soldiers before it departed.
I want you to speak to the city guard. Make sure there's a contingency plan in effect in case Riften falls under attack.
Yes, milady. I've also taken the liberty in preparing a private carriage, just in case.
Good. If Riften should fall, it's only right that its leader be spared.
Welcome to Mistvale Keep. I'm Jarl Layla's steward. As steward, I serve as an intermediary between the Jarl and her subjects. I also handle the less important and day-to-day policies that affect daily life in Riften. Lately, I've had my hands full suppressing these ridiculous accusations of corruption in the Keep. There are those that believe the Jarl does nothing for this city, that it's corrupt and run by the Briar family. I can assure you that this is entirely false. We are fully in control of everything. You're welcome in Riften.
Welcome to Riften, traveler. I hope the road fared well for you. While I feel Ulfric's cause is just, my concern is for the people of the Rift. How can they continue to lead their already meager lives with dark clouds looming overhead? My heart goes out to them. If only our coffers were deeper, I could protect them as they were my own family. With the Stormcloaks at his back, Ulfric's poised to rid Skyrim of the Empire's forces and invalidate our involvement with the White Gold Concordat. Many have died taking up arms for this cause. I fear that the land will be stained with blood for years to come. Surely you're aware of the Great War between the Imperials and the Elves who called themselves the Aldmeri Dominion? When the smoke cleared, the White Gold Concordat was signed. It was supposedly a treaty aimed at establishing peace within the Empire. One of the terms of a treaty was the outlawing of worship to Talos. To the Stormcloaks, this was viewed as the moment when the Empire became unworthy of the allegiance of any true Nord. Good journey to you.
As Jarl Layla's housecarl, I would ask that you maintain a respectable distance from her at all times. Ulfric's a bloody hero. I don't think there's a worthy Nord alive who dare argue the point. He's taking the Empire to task and making them answer for their crimes. I don't think I'll be content until Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim with the ashes of the Concordat at his feet. Indeed, there have been multiple attempts on the Jarl's life. We're not certain if it's the Dark Brotherhood or simply Imperial sympathizers. We've also had run-ins with spies attempting to probe our security for weaknesses. I work with the city guard to make certain they fail. At the end of the day, I'm the last line of defense for the Jarl. I will not allow her to fall. I'm keeping my eye on you.
Oh, come to gloat, have we? To poke fun at the Jarl's youngest son? Because I did something not a soul in this blood-stained house of war has the backbone to do. Dared to speak my mind. I dared speak of the Empire and the lies that have been spread by Ulfric, the leader of the Stormcloaks. Now my mother's stripped me of my heritage and incarcerated me here like a common criminal, and my brother has all but disowned me. Be wary what you say around here, friend. You'll find not all take kindly to insurrection. Ulfric only cares about one thing. Ulfric. He's ordained himself the future High King of Skyrim, and steps on anyone that gets in his way. He's begun a rebellion against those that wish to eradicate the worship of Talos, and uses it as his rallying cry. His cause may be true, but the man is a lie. All he holds in his heart is lust for the throne. I'd better get going.
Did we have an appointment? No. It was a delivery? I can't remember. Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing. Well, allow me to explain. My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy. Aha! So, you're a student of theoretical applied harmonics. Putting aside Ralston's constant of universal inversion for a moment, how would you approach the problem? Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent, or allow it to generate its own field? Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Just as calipers hold materials in place, a soul siphon can hold magic fields in place. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right? Are you completely insane? Swallow a soul gem? That has to be the most brilliant and unexpected solution I've heard in a long time. It solves all of my problems and keeps the field stable. Now all I need... Wait, what were we talking about? Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar... No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments. As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you. Excellent. I can't wait. Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help. Spells and incantations, for those with the talent to cast them. Let's see. Last time I used the Dwemer's spoon was at my dear friend Bodhi's house in Iverstead. Fellstar Farm, I believe it's called. The orichalcum ingot should still be at Winterhold at the Frozen Hearth Inn. I don't know why I didn't just take it with me. And last is the soul gem. I left that one in Windhelm at the White Phial Alchemy Shop. It was a good trade, too. Oh well. Okay. Now where did I put those spiders?
You could say the Ratway's the city under the city. Dark,
if you know any
dangerous,
true sons and
no
daughters
place
of
for
Skyrim,
decent folk.
tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. We'll show those faithless dogs who this land belongs to.
What is it? Dragons?
Think you might be in the wrong place, friend. If you journey north, keep well away from Snapleg Cave. Damned hazard infest.
What brings you to Balamon today? Lazy good for nothing, isn't he? Sent you down here when I'm a stone's throw from the keep. Here's the sword. Tell Harald to stop slaying walls, and perhaps his blade will stay in better condition. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salt.
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl. Took your sweet time getting it to me. Here you go, for your trouble. Now if you'll excuse me.
Any luck with Sapphire?
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes...
Too lazy to walk, eh? Well, you found the right place. Huh? What are you talking about? I don't even know what that is. Look, you must have me confused with someone else. I don't want a bad reputation in Riften, but Helga's out of control. She wanted to try it in the stables, so I said yes. If you want the mark that badly, then go ahead and take it. Until next time.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always
New
as
around
fresh as
Riften?
the day it was
Take my
fresh.
advice. Stay at the Bee and Barb. The bunkhouse isn't for you. What? How? Where did you get these? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Look, we need to keep this quiet between you and me, okay? No one else needs to know about it. If word got out that I'm practicing my Debellan arts in Riften, they'll run me out of town. Here, take this and don't mention a word of this to anyone, especially Svan. I don't know why I bother.
Sorry about the mess. Keeping this place clean is quite a chore. Oh, I know. Isn't it wonderful? I bet she squirmed like a skeever when you pulled them out of your pocket. I think things are going to be a lot different around here from now on. And I have you to thank for it. Here, I want you to have this. It was my father's, but I'm certain you'll put it to good use. Sure, leave. Not like you care anyway.
Yeah? What's your problem? I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story. All right, all right. I guess I made enough from his shipment. No need to waste any more time threatening a stable hand. Tell Shadra he doesn't owe me anything. I hope we bump into each other again.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb.
Any luck with Sapphire? By the 8. You actually talked her into it? I don't know what to say. I didn't think anyone in Riften even cared what happened to me. Look, I was saving this, but I wanted you to have it. I thought I might need it if Sapphire came for me, but I don't need it anymore.
Until next time.